Well, ain't that just a turd in your punch bowl, everybody? We were 14 minutes in and we had to switch streams already because I am guilty of touching the connector, the USB connector, once again. Hello, everybody. We're back. It's okay. Why is my Jimothy gaming stuff playing in the background? All right, never mind. We're good. We're all good, everybody. Well, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to... There's a couple people going back and forth with bids still. That's fine. Let's see how long it takes people to funnel over from the other stream. I should probably leave it up. Can I edit this while I'm in it? I can't edit it. I didn't put a space between new stream and the word roach and roach crossing. That's fine. It's fine. 82 views on the old one. I got to leave it up, though. I'm going to put... can I edit the old video? Can I? I can edit the old video, I think. Put a link to the new one in here. Grab this. We got to go back here and say this stream was interrupted. New link in description. All right. That should take care of it, I hope. All right, we're getting back up to views. Be sure to like this stream, the new stream. Wonder how many different streams we'll go through tonight. I am really going to watch that connector, and I can't wait until this isn't a problem when I move. We back. Hi, everybody's saying I missed the start. Everybody's here. We're all good. We're going to go ahead. Kyle, when he hits the cable. I mean, that's an accurate representation of what I look like when I do hit the cable. All right. All right, we're good to go. We're back on track. We are not deviating. Everybody's here. The whole family's here. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Lizard Beans with a winning bid of voice crack much of $63. Thank you, everybody, for your patience through the technical interruption. Boy, I hope Angela can read my handwriting. There are more Planata groups tonight, so if you feel you were done a great injustice, there will be more. Let's go with a group of 8 Porcellio succinctus. 8 Porcellio succinctus. Starting bid of $1. Thank you all for your patience with my clumsiness. There's no more updates on the building. That's going to be obviously we're going to plan around this. Maybe I'll have a USB in the back when I get a different rig for the live stream. It's going to be great. We're going to need more auctions to pay for it, I'm sure, etc. I take a moment to welcome everybody who popped up in the new stream. Leaf Collects Bugs, Caleb Kahan, John Doe, Invertebrate Dude, aka TJ Tucker, LaRue, Cockroaches Are Us, Hyperbeam, Laura Taylor, Stella Springtails, Exotic Wilderness, Circa, A Person. Welcome, welcome. All right, here's an X for the succinctus, everybody. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Ice Beam with a winning bid of $69. I told you it's going to be insanity, guys. This ain't the Bugapalooza. I don't get to go off on tangents. We're here to go crazy, to go insane. We've got some minorly fun activities planned for later. Let's see what we got coming up here. We got a group of Floridobolus floydii. Been in captivity for a couple of months now, maybe about 3-4 months. 7 Floridobolus floydii, starting bid $1. Photo Gallery and Alan both doing yeoman's work here. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate that very much here. All I wanted, TBH, I'm losing it. That's great. Circa says congrats. I think there's one more group of succinctus. Most stuff there's only one group of, but there are a couple of things I know that y'all get hyped for that I've been. Oh my lord! Well, I don't want Kyle, but we have Kyle at home. Kyle at home. It's hilarious. I don't have my hand. You can't see the crazy hair if I put my hand on there though, thou though. All right, here's an X for the Florida obelisk. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Bob Harrison with a winning bid of 45 to Bob H. Very fascinating. Bob yet again bulking out his collection at all costs. Okay, we have something different now, everybody. We have something different. We have, I got to look up the Latin for this to make sure I'm spelling it right, but I'm pretty sure it's Tradescantia Silamontana. Yeah, that's right. The woolly spiderwort. 3 cuttings. Starting bid of $1. I like this a lot. I'm a big fan of Commelinaceae. I think it's probably one of my favorite plant families. These are pretty much guaranteed to root. A little fun, something different, you know. Giant Porcellio, our beloved, says Circa. The Magnifies I got last auction are Gregnant. I gotta read that again to make sure I'm not having an aneurysm. Magnificus I got last auction are Gregnant. Okay, I know what Gregnancy is. TJ, you will one day learn to love plants. They're good little guys. Here's an X. The picture leaf collected is a variegated one. I can just show you the cuttings right here. It's non-variegated. They do have the cute little pink flowers, though. Very easy. Likes a lot of light, but people still grow it as a house plant. You know, I was going to say I see the stream was frozen, but okay. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Stella's Springtails, winning bid of $12. All right. A couple more plants tonight, not in this batch though. Let's get another thing up before I start flapping my gab. We got a group of 30 mixed, 30 Armadelium maculatum, original 2014 import, starting bid, of course, $1. The OG stock, the good stuff. Orang Mango says no. I don't know what the no is about. Jose Nunez says, I have the opposite of a green thumb, unfortunately. Tradescantias are pretty good for starting off if you have a brown thumb, especially in terms of houseplants. TJ loves plants, just doesn't keep a lot of them, not yet. Should have known Alan was going to pull up for them plans. Stella, no. Laura Taylor says, I want to play, but I don't have PP or Venmo, and I refuse to put my numbers online. My own issue. I suppose I could take a check or money order also. I still need to ship on Monday, Tuesday, though. Orang Mango says, next Insanity Stream, Kyle will walk into local business and throw Pokeballs full of insects at the floor. No plant snipe, Alan, says Kasharin. I've finally arrived in stream. Will there ever be non-diseased ticks? Sounds like a bit of a non sequitur. Okay, I'm going to go in here and here's an X. Fushiguru needs to fix their bid if they don't think that's there we go. Okay. They that does it. That's good. All right. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Cockroaches Are Us with a winning bid of $30. Fushiguro, of course, corrected their bid. That's fine. They did it a little off kilter, but I understand in the spirit of it. They put the X's and they put the effort. I understand. Cockroaches Are Us is the winner with a winning bid of $30. This is not fun to write out. Now it just looks like I wrote cockroaches rust, but that's fine, I guess. We got a group of 10 as Bolis varicosis, 10 adult wild caught as Bolis varicosis. These are fresh this year. Anybody who's trying to get eggs, these are fresh out of Imperial County, California this year. They're up for grabs again. Fresh stock if you're planning to get eggs, you know. Alan was low-key playing to snipe, probably on the Tread Scantia. Laura Taylor says, oh crap, that was the wrong answer. Take my money. That's funny. Funny money. All right. Here's an X for the Blue Death Feigning Beetles. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To, I'm going to control R because we got it looking pretty close here. Let's see. Sold to, looks like Sleeve with the winning bid of 40. Sleeve McDykel with a winning bid of $40. We'll all really get to appreciate just how bad my handwriting is. We have a group of 20 blaberus Colossus, Ecuador locality. Starting bid, of course, $1. Circa says, Chris Sniper did not snipe this time. I would make dot meme, but I'm on computer. Okay. Oh, I would make period meme, maybe? Exotic wilderness. A wilderness is usually our resident meme maker. I have always appreciated them. Here's an X for the Colossus. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Double Z with a winning bid of 41, just as Alan gets the picture put up. Double Z's first blood tonight. I could write out like 2 Z's on the cup, but I think I don't have enough brain power for that. My IQ is not hard enough. Isn't high enough. I am going insane, everybody. High enough to have thought of that. Let's see. We've got a group of 20 Luki Hormetica varicosa U.S. hobby stock because there are now localities in trade in the United States. So we're going to start labeling. If, oh, geez. Oh, this is reminding me I got to add something else here. If you're a fan of Luki Hormetica and Hormetica, this is your night because I have everything right now. All of them have been doing very well. So if you like those species, this is the night for you. Here's an X for the Luki Hormetica. Alan says, ugh, Discord is lagging for me. I forgot to pack up grossi. I was going to 100% for sure bring some grossi. So I'm just going to list a group of those eventually, and then we'll get to them. It's not going to take me forever to pack up a group of like 15 grossi or something right now. They're doing so well for me. It's high humidity, everybody. High humidity for the Luki Hormetica species and for L. grossi apparently. Here's the X going once, going twice, sold. To Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 47. Hello, Beetle Pixel. Welcome. Eagle Pixel stuff might have to go out on Tuesday, so the other things can go out with it, or at least as many of the other things I can get packed as possible. All right, next we have a group of 6 Cubaris species amber firefly. Starting bid of $1. You guys are bumping it up. I can't copy paste it into my Excel sheet fast enough. There we go. Nice and easy. Hyperbeam is losing it. And Verberdude says, I'm sad I kept one pair of Venezuelan L. varicosis and the male died right after molting. That's rough. LCF or regular? What is LCF? What are you talking about, Alan? Dewey says, I finally made it. Welcome, Laura Yadeski. Also here, we got a lot of people in the chat tonight, everybody. Here's an X. You filthy animals for the amber fireflies going once, going twice. Sold to Double Z with a winning bid of 7D. Double Z definitely asserting dominance tonight with some of these things. Bob and Stella's also. Double Z. Can I put the shade up? Or am I going to have to? Yeah, I can put the shade up. I don't have to live in perpetual darkness right now. Or partial perpetual darkness. There we go. Let in the light. Let the crazy hairdo shine. LCF, DCF, and normal. They are regular from Kyle's bloodline. They're regulars. Light color form. Oh, now they're calling them different things. Yes, these had no label when I received them. They were just labeled Amber Firefly. No additional information. As is tradition with the isopod hobby. Next, we have 3 adult pairs of Gramphidorina portentosa masola, starting bid of $1. This is the wild locality of pure common hisser. Who knows how long that common name will last for. LCF, DCF, and normal. LCF, DCF, cosmic fire. Okay, that's just come on. Are they color morphs of the same species? Are they different species? Are they coming from different localities? What's the deal? Light colored, dark, albino, spotted. Starting to sound a little bit racy there with some of those the spotted race. Supposedly some are different localities. So they found Firefly helped to sell them better, so they started slapping that as a common name on everything that looked remotely similar. I like whatever this one that I got is. They've been breeding pretty well for me. Do we have something up? Oh, we do. I don't know why I put them down over here. All right, here's an X for the Masola hissers. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To looks like Joy. With a winning bid of $37. That's a good deal. Not the last good deal tonight, I'm sure. Next up, we have 10 Binoculus species. 10 Binoculus species cow sock. Starting bid of $1. This is one of the largest glowing under black light millipede species that's also super easy to breed. Chicalis Springtail says, Kyle, yours are a lot smaller than the other bloodline I have, though, and more vibrant yellow. Interesting. Localities I heard, but I was sold LCF, and they throw lots of colors. Again, it's unless you're getting it from somebody who just got a box in from somewhere, everything is topsy-turvy. I wonder how many painted isopods I could sell. I could never do that. I mean, if you used an enamel paint like they do, they put enamel paints on like bees to keep track of them during research and stuff, or to like mark the queens. If you did an enamel paint on like a not fully grown isopod, it would probably just molt out of it with the next molt. Zen Monkey says, I have some Firefly pennies available if anyone needs to get rid of money. Benoit Tolis. Okay, I'm going to edit that for proper spelling. Oh, shoot, I edited the wrong thing. I really am going crazy. Alan says it's Benoit Tolis. Okay, it's an O instead of a U. Edited for spelling. There we go. Dewey says, by the way, do roaches handle high temps well? I think I lost 2 of my micro colonies during the most recent heat wave. Considering it's 88 degrees in here right now. Oh my Lord, it's 88 degrees in here, and it's gotten as high as like over 100 a couple times, and I didn't really miss anything. Hello, Dynamo Terra, good to see you. As long as roaches are ventilated, they can take temperatures up to like 129 degrees Fahrenheit or something crazy like that, like most species. They're obviously not very happy at those temperatures, but if they got like direct sunlight or something during that time, yeah, you could cook them. Do not let them cook. Here's an X for the Benoit Tolis, Venus. Going once, going twice, sold. To Bob Harrison. I'm going to control R because Sleeve got a vote in, got a bid in there. Vertebrate Dude says, yeah, good ventilation. Roaches can take it super hot. Only cook what you're meaning to eat. No direct sunlight, but vent admittedly wasn't the best. Yeah, that's probably the part of that equation, what did him in. Bob Harrison with a winning bid of 65, sniping out both Chris Sniper and Sleeve McDykel. Winning bid, 65. Bob H. A little Mary Poppins bag here. A lot of millipedes in this set, I'm realizing. As I go to post the next one is a group of 10. Narus. I'm going to put wild caught here because this group is wild caught. Narus, gordonis, Ocala, Florida, starting bid $1. However, good news is I have been I just realized some of these I should be putting quantities on. Most of the things that there are duplicates of, they're all the same quantity, but I should maybe do that. Anyways, I do now actually have a captive colony of gordonis from Ocala going right now. The only problem is they breed pretty well, but they grow so slowly. And I'm working on getting the other localities available too as captive breds. But again, they just grow so slow. It takes a while. And I'm going to need bigger bins to raise up like reasonable numbers for sale. Let's put an X here. These are the yellow ones. Thank you, Alan. Alan's got me covered here. I'm going to delete Leaf's message. There we go. Leaf, if you're there, sorry. I deleted yours because it was the wrong color form. Dewey says, I also had an electrician friend came by today, so hopefully I can now add AC to the parts of the house that need it. Tank the Tortoise 55. Welcome. Hello. Good to see you. Dynamo Terra is considering snatching some isopods for their boyfriend. Lovely. That's a good gift, I'd say. Chain says, I can only spectate if all these millipedes are making me itch. Oh, believe me, Chain, it's only going to get better / worse as I keep going through with this. Did I put an X already? I think I did. All right. Going once on the gordonis. Going twice. Sold. Chris Sniper. Decisive winning bid of 30. I expected to autofill for you, Chris, but it did not because this is your first blood. Chris Sniper. Maybe I could just put Sniper on these. Let's get another thing queued up here. We have a group of 12 Porcellio verai. Starting bid of course, $1. The Greek shields. I like these guys. I maybe went on record saying they were my favorite isopod. Maybe. Up there, perhaps. Chain's a junkie for millipedes. That's funny. Chain, I got the pink dragons to breed, not the Desmosites, the other ones. And for the life of me, I can't internalize the genus name. Alan keeps telling it. People keep telling it to me when I tell them that I had bred them. And I can't remember what they are. Alan will remind me. But I bred those. I've got them. Yeah, and Anthropomorpha? No, it was Unicata? Maybe that's it. Anthropomorpha Unicata. Yeah, those. Or one of those species probably in that genus. Whatever's been getting imported all over the place. I've got a good number of them going high, super high humidity setup, well-rotted leaves, etc. Cynthia Garcia says, "Hello, Kyle. I'm here for bugs and a great time." That's wonderful. That's why I'm here. Kind of. I'm here to sell bugs and have a great time. All right. Here's an X for the Porcellio verai. You guys tend to really like these when I put them up in auctions. Are they not very common in culture right now, perhaps? Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Circa, winning bid of 61, beating out Double Z's and a couple of the other close folks behind. Circa's first blood tonight. Congrats. Okay, what's this here? Okay, we got another gordonis. Here. A group of 10. Narus, gordonis, Sumter County, Florida, starting bid of $1. I have heard these are not the grays you usually see for sale. This is a colony I have to get by special request from the person who usually collects these things. And he describes them as green. I'd say they're pretty green compared, especially when you compare them side by side with the citrus counties, the gray ones. These are definitely like greenish. It's not major, it's not drastic, but it's you compare the two of them side by side. They're definitely more green. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Popping babies all day. People talking about the millipedes. Chain says, "Oh, I keep forgetting their name too, but I've been looking for those." Keep in touch, Chain, about them. I hope they're as easy as Desmosites long term. John Doe wants them as well. I need to get those black and yellow ones, the medium-sized black and yellow ones. I would have gotten some at that expo, but I decided to prioritize getting the pinks, the Anthropomorpha. And now I regret it because the seller didn't have any more the next time. But I think care is probably identical. Leaves debating getting into isopods. You should. There's some good ones out where you live. Dewey asked about what's going up for auction today, tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. It's just today. It's everything today. Here's an X for the Kyle when he hits the cable. Again, very accurate. Leaf's got a good picture there of the Sumter County gordonis. These are not usually available through the trade. You see everybody and their brother usually has the grays and the yellows. These are not usually brought in. I have to get these by special request. And I was supposed to get the ones from down near Fort Lauderdale on the Florida trip this spring, but that didn't happen. But I'm hoping next year I can do a Florida trip should life settle in well. All right, going once. Going twice. Sold. To Cockroaches Are Us with a winning bid of 35. All right, let's get another thing queued up here. We got a group of, this cup is just loaded. This is a group of 50 Aeropidae and signis. There's a couple of adult females and stuff in here, but mostly a lot of small and medium nymphs. 50 of them, probably more. Hang take hissers. Starting bid of $1. My hyssid colonies right now are basically either exploding out of their bins or on the verge of death. It depends on the species. Will there be any picopods? Yes, there's one group of picopods somewhere in all this stuff. Dewey says, I guess I'm not sleeping. Cynthia says, bro, it's me, Zerocom on my ladies account. Oh, nifty. Okay. Leaf says, I've caught powder blues. There's more of that. Did you like season 2 of Smiling Friends, says TJ? It was good. I did not find it quite as good as season 1, but I enjoyed it. It was good. What I've really been enjoying lately is The Sopranos. That's what Angela and I have been watching in between me doing work. I love The Sopranos so much. Orange heads at all, Possicus? No, John. Actually, we're a little strapped for blaberus, actually. I think there's one species going up out of the 5 that I have. Going once for the pancake hissers. Going twice. Sold to Bob Harrison with a winning bid of 75. Bob is emerging as a world power level player tonight, taking advantage of these low starting bids and the pursuant insanity. How humid is it? It's 88 degrees and 63% humidity in this room right now. It's almost intolerable. All right, these went up as a sale group earlier. I took a couple of the bigger ones out because I wanted them. Hilaria brevicornis 10. There's probably more than 10. Probably more because they're smaller. And I just grabbed the global substrate that had a bunch of them in it. Starting bid of $1. And TJ knows the locale for these. It's the coat to something to whatever. Zen Monkey says, this is a short auction, fully expected to wrap up by 5 a.m. Lizard Bean says, lovely face that kind of looks like if you dismantled my face right now, turn them into emojis. Picopods. Circus says, anyone know how to stop smile from turning into an emoji? Maybe space it out, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, TJ knows this locality. It's this Côte de something. Provence, Alpes de Côte d'Azur, France is the locale. I do want the Elba ones. If anybody has those or gets them in. Basically, once I get the new roach building, the new bug building, anything that I have lost or anything I've lost or has been struggling along, I'm going to go nuts reacquiring because we're doing it big. We're hitting the ground running. How many big beetles? Not many, but we do have a special big beetle auction later. That is on the docket. Here's an X for the Hilaria. Going once. Going twice. Maybe a good candidate for one of my favorite isopods or my favorite. Sold. To Arbs, winning bid of 61. Arbs' first blood tonight. Yeah, I'm dying for somebody to get a mutant Hilaria. I think it would be the coolest thing. Just the raw size would be cool, the longevity, etc. Must resist the Hilaria. I've already bought 2 groups of lizard beans. Pseudoscorpions. Unfortunately, no pseudoscorpions tonight. Who got that old picture? Oh, is that from me at an auction like 2 years ago? No, that's the thing that Angela got me, not this Christmas, but the Christmas before. So that must be from right around then. Stella's Springtails, I appreciate that greatly. That's a good meme. All right, these I got to take out of their cups to package up to sell. But we've got 2 Lanothely Phalanx, starting bid of $1. Let me copy the darn thing, folks. Crap, might as well just type out Lanothely Phalanx. Got quite a bit of interest in these. Appear to have struck a nerve. We like that in this context. All right, here's the X's. I don't want to wait too long. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Fushiguro. Winning bid of $40. Fushiguro's first blood tonight. Just going to write it down as Fushi. My lovely, beloved assistant Angela will be sorting all these containers when I'm done effing chat for those who can't afford bugs. For those who can't afford bugs, this is your time to shine. No matter where you live, you can find cool bugs. Message me about trades, swaps, etc. The worst I can say is no. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a very good one. We have a group of 12. They're small. UKaria westwoodi from Yunnan, China. 12. Small. UKaria westwoodi, Yunnan, China. That's going to be a lot to copy. There we go. I'll get in before people start going. I will take those bids that come before I post something, especially when I say in the live stream. I will accept those. Single-handedly helping Kyle pay for fence. Yeah, that's going to be a whole thing. The land clearing person who's also in charge of the fencing company or the sister company hasn't gotten back to me. I'm going to send a follow-up email or a call, leave a message tomorrow. I haven't diapaused any of my UKaria, and they're all doing fine for me, except for Yasumatsui. But that might be because they keep running out of food and they have hissers living in with them, and the hissers might be eating the food or eating the ooths when they hatch. I'm not 100% sure. So that might be why. I don't know. I don't know everything. Not yet. Maybe in 40 years I will. Here's an X for the UKaria westwoodi from Yunnan, China. Yunnan? Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Bug in a Rug with a winning bid of 151. Bug in a Rug's first blood. Bug in a Rug's first blood tonight. I'm putting you down as Bug Rug on your win. And our highest winning bid so far tonight for a very nice species. Lord Orion says, any webs person. I forgot to pack some up, but maybe I should have. I'm not sure. All I see in this roach is a skull. That's funny. Let's do this. We have a group of 20. I think there's a couple more than this. 20 ferus punctatus. Starting bid of Macau. Starting bid of $1. I had to get that in there. The easiest roly-poly roach. I think most people who've worked with Ferus would say that this is the easiest species, probably. Don't forget it like stream over 40 viewers. Excuse me. Yes, please like the scream. Please like the stream. The insanity. I was going to put mousse in my hair to make it look crazier, but I think this does make it look more unhinged. As we've said, the longer I stream, the more unhinged my hair looks. But I really doesn't look that bad. It's got kind of like that, was it Dracula, the movie? The guy who got like the two buns of the hair, white hair buns separated here. I've never seen that movie, but I know they like to parry that as a depiction of a Dracula. All right, highest bid until Dr. Humroid shows up. That's funny. Here's an X for the Ferus punctatus, Macau. Again, I think that's how it's pronounced. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Europlatus with a winning bid of 85. And again, just in advance as we're basically getting started here, I want to thank everybody for participating because you are all helping pay for this momentous thing we're undergoing with the move, and the gears are turning. Thumbnail was pretty spot on so far. Thank you, Hyperbeam. Scream for us. I don't want to scream. It's very loud. It'll scare Angela. That's actually the reason why I don't want to scream, is because Angela might get scared. She's a soft soul. She's a tender soul. We have a group of 10. These are freshly wild caught. Fair warning. I'm going to note that in the thing. Gordonis from West Texas. This is the gold banded ones, the large gold banded ones. 10 wild caught Orthoporus ornatus, West Texas. And they only come with that as the locality because all the Orthoporus collectors, some people must be dishing out some of the collecting localities. They're being very tight-lipped about giving out even the county where they found stuff. Circa, one of my old live streams, I go into a rant about how one person showed me a group of what he said was captive bred ornatus. He had no reason to lie, and the setup looked like it was probably how you would breed them, but nobody seems to have done it reliably since then. So I'm not sure. Memes are fine since Kyle out it. Thank you, Alan, the Allen police. We appreciate Alan. But at the same time, Spirostructus species 1 is like an African Orthoporus. It gets like the same size. It's like a weird color inversion of like the West Texas ornatus. And they live forever and they breed very well in captivity. So like if you really want it, I would say go with that if you can get them. I won't actually have any up for sale at this auction, but maybe the next one there might be a good number. All right, here's an X for the Orthoporus, going once. Going twice. Sold. 2. We had some people come in the last second. I'm refreshing. You can get the next thing queued up too. Ooh, we got a juicy one coming up next. Chris Sniper, winning bid of 27. This next thing's juicy, everybody. Very juicy. I'm going to put this up. The outbound bin's getting full, and I might actually need supplemental light soon, perhaps. Cynthia Garcia says those are from El Paso, Texas, near Hueco tanks. Yeah, I've gone out there before, and they do look identical to the ones that are like near east of El Paso, I think it is, but I won't say the exact location. Jay Lepar, sorry I didn't see your comment live stream. Those are the golden yellow ones. We will have the brown ones also. Next thing is very spicy. We have 6 Cubaris species, white tiger, starting bid of $1. One of my most inbred isopods. These were all started with a male that survived from the crash of my original colony and a female that Alan sent me out of the kindness of his heart. And that started off this new one. Did somebody? Yeah, Stella's Springtails jumped right in. Kuvrik. Stella's Springtails jumping right in once again. That's a T-pose for sure. We'll just get the next thing queued up here. We'll do that in a little bit. What is this? Oh, excuse me, folks. I have a lubber nymph out on my floor. I'm gonna put you back where you came from. I just had a hatch of Loxahatchees. So here's an X for the white tigers. Going once. Going twice. Sold. They're actually a Troglodillo. Stella's Springtails. There are some. The only thing we can say for sure is that they're an isopod. Troglodillo. They're mid. Nothing in the hobby is Nasodillo. Let me write this down while we're all going crazy in the Discord. That I'm sure Alan is not amused with the conversation there. I'm my own worst enemy. Are you doing any lubbers tonight? Yes, Caleb, we will do some lubbers. I gotta get back into this live stream chat here with everybody. I got sucked into the identification there, as you know I do with taxonomy. All right, next up we have, did I put something down here I should not have put down here? Yes, I did. We have a group of 7 wild caught. I can always note that. Wild caught Chicalis Spinaris from Hernando County, Florida, starting bid of $1. These are the more black and ivory looking ones, perhaps more of what one thinks of when you think of a ivory millipede. Right in here. Mortgaging at this point. Top 10 most inbred isopods, not clickbait. Yeah, those magic potions are kind of up there too. The originals, orange ebbers are really inbred. My pure Dalmatians are in the wild, also probably inbred. And Verberjuice has also got some of these from Alan, so I think they're Trilodil species now. Yeah, for now, they're not scaber. We can definitely say that, right? Well, if they end up being Troglodilo scaber, if were there to be such a thing, wouldn't that be something? I might have to go on INAT and find Hernando County Chicalis, Bolis, Hernando County. Oh yeah, there's some good representative ones on here. We'll delete that again. I don't like swiping pictures, but we'll just use that for the moment. That's a better representation. Sorry, Leaf. I appreciate the work you're trying to do, though. I really appreciate it. Noise at my front door. Angela might have closed it. All right, here's an X for those, the Chicalis, Hernando counties. Your Agnikai are probably inbred as heck too by now with the. Yeah, that's probably fair. I didn't do too hard of a kill on them this winter, though. Not as hard as the previous 2-ish, though. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that. It also seems like the leucistic is slowly getting bred out of them, which is interesting. All right, Chicalis going once, going twice, sold. To Orang Mango with a winning bid of 33. Orang Mango, I saw that you've been getting sniped and bullied. It's good to see you get a win in here for a millipede. Kyle, what are good beginner millipedes beside ivory? I wouldn't even say ivories are good beginners. I would actually now say gordonis is, because of how dry hardy they are and how not picky about their food they are. And I'll continue that list in a second. We're going to do a group of 25 Pseudoglomorous Taralis here. Glomorous Tarsalis, starting bid of $1. Magnifica with training wheels for anybody who wants to work with Magnifica eventually. Good starter millipedes. Centrobolus splendidus have been pretty good for me. Tylobolus unsigarus. I think Orthomorpha coarctata is a good starter if you want to start keeping like flats before you get pink dragons or desmosites. You could start with Orthomorpha. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting some. Narusius woodruffi is kind of a good starter because they just eat wood, but they're kind of boring. They're cool, but they're boring, I guess, compared to other stuff I rather do suppose. You can argue Desmosites are a pretty good starter millipede, but then they crash, and then you got a different situation on your hands. All right, here's an X for the Pseudoglomorous Taralis, going once with some beautiful pictures provided by TJ. Going twice. Sold. To Replantation with a winning bid of 80. Replantation's first win tonight. I think first time at an auction, too. Congrats, Replantation. And on an interesting species at that. And now I need to see, am I still in good light? I'm looking a little bit. Let's get this going on here. I cannot wait to have an office with good professional lighting so you can all see just how tired I look. That would be great. Let's do... Leaf will probably recognize these. We're going to do two... This is their home enclosures. They won't be shipped in these. Scolopendro Heros Castaneseps. Castaneseps, starting bid of $1. Smaller ones, they're about 3-4 inches, 3 inches. I gotta edit for wild caught. 3-inch. And there before a wild caught and length. All right, there we go. No longer in the wilderness, says Exotic Wilderness. I really like a neat locality of ivories, but after talking to Alan, sounds like they may not be a good starter. No, I would not. I would actually recommend a Narus americanus as a previous, or what's the word I'm looking, training wheels to working with ivories. Ivories are just weird. There's some localities that I've had a hard, I keep them alive forever, but I never get breeding. Hernando County is one of those. And then others, under the right conditions, you can have just billions of them. I think the main thing, again, with millipedes is you got to keep up the organic matter. And you can load them up and they'll go for months, but like you can, complacency. There's a famous old post on the Roach forum from Matt K. It was like complacency, not if, but when, where he was talking about how Suriname roaches got into some other culture that he thought was doing fine, and because he kept checking on it just really haphazardly, and he saw adults, he's like, oh, these are doing fine. And then one day he opened up and it was basically full of Surinams. It's kind of like that with millipedes. You kind of do, you got to keep up on the husbandry, and you can get complacent thinking, oh, they've been fine for weeks or months or whatever. They still got plenty of wood. And then they run out of it, and then they start to collapse, and then it's a problem. So diligence, no complacency. Here's an X for the Scolopendras. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Fushiguro, winning bid of 90. Congrats, Fushi. These have been with me, I think, a couple of months. They've been eating. I think they've molted once each. Let's see what else. We've got a group of about 50 Hemithursosera paleata. Calc BC says, is that a bot? Or is that somebody doing calcs? 28 sold in 70 minutes, doing exactly one every 2.5 minutes. I was hoping to do one every minute, but this is not as strenuous as some of the other auctions have been. I can go a little bit easy on myself here. Do you have any mantids that would be good for beginners on the list tonight? No mantids. I haven't been able to get in touch with my normal mantid supplier. Inverbadude says, speaking of black pseudoglomorous, see what I sent you on Discord, Kyle? TJ's taunting me. I see now, but what you sent some nice pictures. Is it a different species? I haven't really. I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to clarify for me. Kai is coming back from China, supposedly. I won't believe it until he's on U.S. soil. We'll see. Is a new species for U.S. hobby. Oh, it looks very, very similar to Tarsalis. But I am very happy that you have them. I am always happy for new species, regardless of how similar they look to other species. All right, going once on the Planata. Going twice. Getting a nice cool breeze in here now. Sold to Phil Dresty. Winning bid of 50. Congratulations on your first win tonight. Always happy for new species, TJ. All right, we have a group. This is a smaller. We'll make this a faster auction thing. A group of 6 Porcellio Hasi, high yellow. Starting bid of $1. Just a small group, all good size, nothing gigantic. I think I kind of very loosely picked for 3 pairs. I think not gonna stand behind that per se, but I think that's kind of what I picked for. All right, we're gonna wrap it up fast. Going once. We'll take some time with the next one. Going twice. Sold to looks like Arbs. Control R-ing. I got to go up and there's a couple of people here who had some responses I would like to get to. Sold to Arbs with a winning bid of 52. Since it was close, I'm going to copy and paste. Winning bid of 52. Some of these are fierce. We have not seen the end of fierce bids tonight. I can tell you that much for sure. Okay, next up, and then I'll take a little time in the live stream. Let's see. I gotta put that aside. All right, we have a group of 8 Chicalis species. Blonde ducky, starting bid of $1. The species, not the morph. Put those up there. You guys are just so quick on the draw tonight. It's great. Saves me some pain and anguish. All right, let me catch up here. Dynamotera has a tennis hibernalis female. I'm planning on pairing once I find a male. She survived my care for nearly half a year at this point. I do love... I would like to get a more thorough tennis breeding program going at the new Roach Crossing. When I have an employee, I can do more of this stuff. I can make a more dedicated following to some of the stuff that needs solo housing and frequent small feedings and whatnot. 52 people in the stream. Let us go, folks. Let's get some more likes if you can. I appreciate it. Exotic Willie says, I'd also like to collect some Narus americanus from here on Manatee Park in Michigan. Sorry if I spelled their land name wrong. I would like those too. Hyperbeam says roaches. There are more roaches coming. While you are on Discord, can you make a meme channel, please? I will get to that eventually, Alan. They're like Tarsalis, but smoother and glossier. I like that, TJ. I like my Pseudoglomorous, so I'm sure I will like them too when they're available. A person says, I love it when there's 800 identical species in the hobby. What's the worst offender with that? Roaches, you know, you don't really get a bunch of blaberus. Blaberus, Discordalis, Atropos, Boliviensis, Hobby Parabolicus. There's a lot of very similar ones. That's the culprit. People say Parkablat all look alike, but the females are very different. But blaberus for sure. Smaller ones. Dynamotera says, man, the competition is fierce tonight. It really is. Any you blaberus distant eye. Kevin Santiago, welcome. And I did not pack up any distanti, but I do have biolii that will be going up. And Verbitu says, Pseudoglomorous valida, Vietnam. That's so heckin' valid, TJ. That's like twice the valid. You got to put a clap between those valids. Exactly. Williams says, Alan, maybe a server and auction rules channel would be worth it. Yeah, that could be worth it, actually. Laura Yadeski, hello again. Remind people to subscribe. We need Roach Crossing After Dark. We do need a Roach Crossing After Dark 2, where I do karaoke and I do a smash or pass for isopods. Oh, I forgot I put something up here. There's an X for the blonde duckies. Alan says, people who say all Parkablast species look the same needs to be banned. Yeah, we should ban Kai, probably, from life. Who knows what's going on if he'll get back in the U.S. It's funny. We need a drunk Kyle stream. You guys get me to 1K subscribers, we'll do a very long Roach Crossing After Dark. I'll make a whole evening of it, and I'll have some drinkies for sure. All right, going once on the blonde duckies, species blonde ducky. Going twice, sold. To Circa, I would take Circa's bid with the weird things, but obey the snarf. First one of the night with a winning bid of 52. Another 52, interesting. Obey the snarf. First blood for tonight. Congrats. All right. Next up, we have a group of 7 Anadinobolus, arboreus, red, starting bid of $1. I really like these guys. They've been the easiest of these arboreus to raise for me. I'm working on, I received some gunlock eye a couple months ago. They had some species black and white mixed in with them, and now I have mostly species black and white. But the person I traded / bought from / whatever was a very good sport about it. He said he's going to send me some more gunlock eye when he has them available, as well as another subspecies / locality that recently came in. So I'm excited to try and get all these arboreus going. They're very pretty millipedes, but by far the reds have been the easiest for me. 1K subs and Kyle will crossfade on stream. Oh my lord. I can't do weed anymore, guys. I was a baby about it from the get-go, but I don't think I could do it anymore. I had a bad experience last year. A person, can you auction off the specific cable you keep kicking after you move? It'll be funny. Yeah, I think I can. I think I could do that eventually. That's from this Veto USB 7 port hub here. I keep doing it too. Could be on the laptop end that things are getting so screwy sometimes. Leaf Collects Bug says, post some shorts of your animals on occasion with some trending audios. I bet you could bring in subs easy. I just hit 1K pretty much thanks to shorts. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to make more of that content with a more educational twist, but I got to move first. Once the bug building's up, it's going to be crazy. Angela's going to help me with stuff. We're going to try and get content out like every weekday, basically. But we're not there yet. We got too much on our plate right now. I got this, I got all this other stuff, but it's coming. We're gonna try and bring everybody more into the bug zone once we get moved and situated. Zen Monkey naming all of his Parkoblatas Kevin. Here's an X for the Anadinobolus arboreus. They're very beautiful. It's more of a pinkish color in person. I do like them a lot. They get quite big too. Grility per kilocal. I like that name. Welcome also. Tried dairy cow spots for my leopard gecko. She didn't like them very much. They're very calciumy. That might be why. Exotic Wilderness got some species Honduras from Tennyson. Those are nice. I like those. Hyperbean says, my grandma lived terrified of these for some strange reason. Of what? Of what species? Grility per kilocal. Nice to meet you guys. It's been a while. Leaf doing some educational stuff. Subbed and waiting the Roach Crossing vids. We're up in the ante, but we got to get moved first. I don't think there's ever been a 2,500 square foot building devoted almost entirely to raising roaches of a diverse array of species before. It's a lot to plan out and get ready for. All right, going once on the Arboreus. Somebody's going to get a steal on these, I think. Going twice. Sold. To Milla, winning bid of $40. Milla, congratulations. I don't think I've seen you win before, and definitely not tonight. So congrats on that. Shouldn't sleep on these Arboreus Reds, guys. They're good. They're good little dudes. Next up, I gotta look up something. I gotta look up what this is here. Give me one moment here, folks. Okay. We have had a touch of some drama with the last auction, as there's sometimes that happens. So we have something else back up for bids here. We have 2 larvae of Odontolabus mohudi elegans, starting bid of $1. These were up for grabs at one of the last auctions. There's 2 of them now. Let's see what everybody's saying in the stream. Commercial Nubia breeding facilities win, though, but not for diversity of species is the thing. Oh, Hyperbeam, your grandma's afraid of the Arboreus. That's a crying shame. Leaf's really excited to see completely post the setup when it's complete. Guinness World Record for most roaches. Most roach species. I think maybe some other people would raise a stink about sheer volume of roaches, but for species, very good chance. And you know, maybe you can make the argument species of invertebrate even. We have a lot of roach folks. We have a lot available to us here in the U.S. in terms of regularly available. It's well over 200 species, and even more than that if you count all the strains and localities of stuff too. But I'll for the big 300, I'll make a big deal about that. Here's some X for the Odontolabus. Going once, going twice, sold. To Spider Smooches, winning bid of 30, a steal on these. People don't like raising their stag beetles. There are days where I definitely agree with you. And now to finish off this box, because I have multiple boxes of stuff to bring in here, it's probably possible to announce the stage of the larvae. I should have done that. I think they're L3s, but I should do that next time. We have, before we get into the next section, also, I'm just realizing I have a tank here where I'm trying out some, I think it's variable sand snakes that I got in. I'm trying to see if they'll eat blue death feigning beetle larvae and eggs. So I put a bunch of fresh blue death feigning beetles in there. One of the sand snakes is out right now. It's crawling up the side. They have tunnels through the substrate, but I'm hoping they'll eat the Bolis eggs. Very rich and tasty for them. It definitely does not look like it's starving, so that's good. I was going to try Aeropidae too. I just couldn't decide what species I was going to give it. Anyways, blah, 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 Kyle says. We have a group of 12 Pseudoglomorous Magnifica Kukfuong, starting bid of $1. Again, we're not done yet, folks. We got more coming. This is just a spacer between this box and the next. Between this life and the next. Let's see. Circo's having a stroke. hyperbeam. They used to be ever back in the day. The decline in the overall volume of wild bugs in the past few years is truly insane. Hyperbeam, is that speaking from experience in Puerto Rico? I have a boots on the ground contact in Puerto Rico, and she barely finds anything, and she's keeping me updated with pretty much everything cool that she finds. She doesn't seem to be going to anywhere remote or non kind of lower on the industrialization scale, but it's kind of dismal what she does find. Have to be in the right place, I suppose. Any Lucanus elaphus today? No, we will not have any of those. Any Wisman mealworms? I could put some of those up, but I'm actually having a problem with the main colony of them. I have a gigantic either cigarette or warehouse beetle bloom that happened in there. I don't know if somebody wants to get Wisman mealworms at the moment that have like hundreds of cigarette or warehouse beetles coming out of this substrate. But hey, if you do, perhaps I'll put some up. So if you don't mind it, maybe I'll go ahead and do that. Ooh, we got a lot going on here in the chat that I like to see. In the Discord, we've got some very fierce bidding for the Magnifica. I figured they were in the thumbnail. You all knew they were coming. So Leaf says, I've been seeing Courteous knitted out in my area. Let me know if interest is. I can try and catch and breed them. I have successfully. I lost my Courteous Metabolus over the winter. I tried to cool them, even though I haven't cooled them the last 2 years that I've had them, and they matured just fine. I tried to cool them like a nonce, and I killed them. And I need Courteous Metabolus again. This is my second or third time working with Nitida. I had a couple of localities last summer, 2022, I think, and they didn't. The ones from Tennessee, that kind I painstakingly caught by hand, never produced. I think they were all males. But I got some from Tuscaloosa last year. They produced a good number. I think I had some at the fall auction. I overwintered them in a cold room. They got kind of drier than I thought that they like, and I think I had no larval mortalities. They all matured just fine, and so I've got second generation captive bred Nitida from Tuscaloosa now. And let me go ahead and put an X here for the Pseudoglomorous. We've got a lot of people here. Because I like the popping up of the meme and then the disappearing of the meme. All right, going once in the Pseudoglomorous Magnifica. Going twice. Sold. To Dewey with a winning bid of $210. Congrats, Dewey. I will say this. Magnifica are doing very well for me right now. So you haven't seen the last of these. But congratulations, because it may be fiercer the next round of bidding on stuff. All right. I got to take this box of stuff to Angela. I'll be right back, and I'll grab the new box. Trying to think. I got a cardboard box and a plastic box here. I think this is just going to go over here. And I'll fill this up with the new stuff. And I'll take this other box out to Angela, dearest. Oh dear, I have a box of bugs for you. Is what you want to hear. What every woman wants to hear. Bye, dear. Okie dokie. We'll get something up here, and then I will. I'll go into the story I was about to go into and catch up on what's going on in the stream here. We're gonna do a plant. We're gonna do. I gotta look up the species name. Here's the baggie. There's 3 of them in here. Solanum pyracanthum. There's like 2 different spellings. I don't know which one's right because from both of them are from nice looking sources. Pyracanthos. Why can't I copy? Am I not allowed to copy from Wikipedia now? A Latin name. We have 3. Solanum pyracanthos, propagated by yours truly. I really like this plant. It's a nice patio plant. It's very gnarly looking. Likes a lot of sun. Not sure what more I can say about Solanum. Oh, there's fireworks. Great. Let's see. Let's read through some comments. Hyperbeam says, that's what I mean. My grandma was scared of them because she used to accidentally run into them pretty much everywhere. But nowadays, there's barely any. When I was growing up in the early 2000s, I used to actually step on all sorts of millipedes when I was a kid. They were everywhere. Those, scarlets, bumblebees, and flats. Good luck nowadays. That is the changing world. Circus says, $1 cigarette beetles. Kyle's Wisman mealworm colony may come with a Wisman mealworms. Maybe I'll do that. I might do that. Maybe we'll do that at the end or something. Hope Victor doesn't go nuts with the fireworks. It might happen. Personality enhancers, Hyperbeam says. Caleb Khan says, how many boxes do you got? I think there's about another box after this, roughly. Very roughly speaking. Alan posting some good pictures of Solanum. Again, was it Pyracanthos? What am I thinking of? Solanum tycanthum. What am I thinking for that? That's Eastern Black Nightshade. That's right. There's Pyracanthos, the Madagascar thorn apple, which is what you're bidding on. And then there's Tycanthum, which is Eastern Black Nightshade. All right, here's an X. This is a very cool plant. I do really like, I appreciate a good Solanum. And the thorns, it is an impressive plant in person. There is no denying that. Maybe putting more plants up at these auctions. I do have quite the collection, and again, you're getting them bare root little guys. It's a perennial. That's not a cold hardy perennial, but maybe if you were in, like, I don't know, Alabama, you might be able to keep it outside year round. All right, going once, going twice, sold to Chris Sniper with a winning bid of 25. This is some heavy-duty fireworks. Jeez. I try to keep it indoors over winter as a house plant, and it does okay-ish. But it does set seed pretty reliably into the pot, too. It doesn't seem to see it spring up outside. Any Aerocarpus going up for auction? No, I don't really do succulents. I kill succulents. I do fun herbaceous stuff. Are plants going on the new website? That's a good question. That's a very good question. We got a group of 50 Elliptorhina chopardi. It's probably more than 50. There's a lot of smaller ones in here. Starting bid $1. A hisser, I wax poetic about, oh, this roach has fallen out of favor. Oh, blah, blah, blah stuff. Yeah, chopardi, dwarf hissers have really kind of gone by the wayside. And it doesn't help that Elliptorhina cocaroliana is like even smaller than this dwarf hisser. So those would maybe be micro hissers or something if they were given such a name, if they ever popped up in the U.S. Chain says, I read a research paper from the early 1900s describing hordes of Pluraloma flatbees having small-scale migrations. You'll still find them here, but compared to what I've read, they're comparatively endangered. Eric Matthews asking if plants are going on the new website. They might. It depends on a couple of things like if we are able to build the conservatory and some other stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I would like them to go on there. But yeah, chain, I think a lot of it has to do with changes in nutrient cycling, changes in the type of litter that reaches the ground and how it does or doesn't accumulate. The big one in the Midwest is worms and isopods. Worms and isopods have permanently altered the way that nutrients are distributed in our ecosystems, in the Midwest especially. So, yeah, we within the next 200 years, depending on how humans expand and how we use land and how we do whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we saw some of these cryptic species of like Narus americanus complex being listed as endangered. Honestly, if somebody got, there's plenty of flax that should probably be listed as endangered. So, Alan's a reminder to refresh the stream in case of lagging. Circus says, what's care like for them? I'm assuming for the Elliptorhinus chopardi. They like it pretty dry. I give them pine cones to hide in, bark, all kinds of stuff. Toss an apple, bowl of dog food. Pretty simple. I actually have Parcoblatanotha and Armadelium maculatum in with them too, and those both do pretty good. Thought I heard something in the front yard. All right, going once in the Chopardi, basically the pop and play colony. Going twice. Sold. To Dilophoraptor, winning bid of 46. Put you down as Dilo on here. All right. Yeah, I guess speaking of Narcissus, we have Narcissus americanus 4, wildcaught Narcissus americanus, Lafayette, Louisiana, starting bid of $1. Copy paste this. There's the cup. These have been in captivity with me for, I don't know, maybe about 3 months, maybe? I don't think they're mature yet. Maybe some of the males are mature also. Circa, I think, was asked about the Elliptorhinus chopardi. High ventilation. I think Elliptorhina in general will take it and probably prefer it drier than all Groundfordorhina and Princessia, I would think. Dewey says agriculture is definitely a huge part, but so are the people using Roundup for their lawns. It's not even the Roundup. It's like you have these detritivores that live in these massive accumulations of leaf litter, and you get rid of the leaf litter. Where are they going to live? The soil gets warmer than they're used to it. They cut down trees, and the sun is reaching the ground and warming it up. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, where do they go? Like, what are they going to do? They can't, even if the adults are pretty durable, I think the limiting factor in a lot of this is actually the immatures. Where do they grow up? What phenotype? I'm going to put an X here. These are kind of just your standard lightly built southeastern Americanus, the black and reddish bands. Going to check the humidity in this container. Whoa, 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 whoa. Checking the humidity is not an invitation to leave the container. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 31. What was I going to say? No, Chain was talking about the blondes. I'll touch on that in a second. I'm going to get our next thing up, which is a group of 15 small Uricotis decipiens, zebra roaches. Your beetle pixel, not Millie Pixel. What are you doing? Starting bid of $1. A very delightful roach species. Again, I'm cautious to call anything my favorite when there's Chris Sniper taking careful notes of what all I say. Let's go up here. Tucker LaRue asking, how do you keep the UKaria westward eye? Read they like a lot of ventilation with a nice humidity gradient. Was wondering if you did anything special. Basically that. Rich, well-rotted organic matter substrate. Some people give UKaria diapause. I haven't done that with my species, and I've gotten good results. Everybody's different. Maybe it would help. Some people say it helps with getting the adults to synchronize up. And just standard roach food. Auction off any pine ones. Hello, Allie. Good to see you. I'm not sure what that means. Chain asking if the Americanus were the blonde locality. I have 2 blonde localities that aren't ready to go yet. Sometimes I get the wild caught ones in from my my wholesaler. I don't have any at the moment, but they're pretty much the same as the others in terms of care. Stephen Logan, I missed everything up to now. Any word on what's to come? All kinds of stuff, all kinds of misc. Dewey says, yeah, I've convinced a friend to leave his leaf litter until they decompose, at least somewhere he doesn't mind raking the stuff to instead of throwing it. That's what they want. Like, it's just a big leaf pile is what these things want. Here's an X for the Uricotis decipiens. Where was I going? I was going on a rant, and now I've stopped. A person says, I was meeting Chris Sniper. I don't know if you knew him before. I've known him from years of being on the stream. I'd never met him in person. It was delightful. He met the dogs. Victor really liked Chris. Really liked Chris. We caught some birds. We talked to a drunk guy walking down the street. When I had some good lunch. Talked about just some miscellaneous stuff. It was nice. It was a very pleasant time. Good morning. Seeing things and talking. Chris can definitely see why I'm always like I'm doing everything all the time. He definitely sees that now. Going once on the decipiens. Going twice. Sold. 2 cockroaches are us. And you know what? I feel like that's a good person to win these decipiens with a winning bid of 55. No offense, Eric. My apologies. Dr. Fear itself is when you see Dr. Hemorrhoid is typing. Beetle Pixel, Dr. Hemorrhoid, Bob Harrison occasionally. Chris Sniper. You never see Chris typing, though. That's the thing. You don't see it coming. Who just won that? Cockroaches are us. All right. Let's do. We got a group of 30 Armadelium gestroi, good size ones. Armadelium gestroi, they're starting bid $1. There's a couple Armadilliums species and localities I'm pretty sure I've lost or that I'm going to lose, and I really need to get them back. And you know, I think it's going to be kind of hard getting stuff like just standard Depressum back. And it's already nobody's come forward saying they have Fronta triangulum available, my stock or the Albanians. So I'm a little upset about that, but I've also there were going to be losses going into this whole move process. I've accepted that, and there will probably be more as we move. And it's just something I have to accept and deal with. Kevin Santiago says, hey, Kyle, you skipped UKaria Linglong diapause? Yes, I did, and haven't had any problems. But again, Yasumatsui are being a little tricky with me right now. Zen Monkey has the favorite spreadsheets out. Don't quote me on that. Leaf's putting out some black lights. Go get us some Megasoma, Leaf, please. Kyle Zicki saying those things about me because they're true. That's funny. A person says, I'm glad you had fun. Dewey says it wasn't specifically for isopods, but for other faunas as well as fireflies and bumblebees. Yeah, fireflies really appreciate that. But I do see fireflies thriving on the edges of lawn when people have flower beds because it creates a good environment for worms and slugs, and that allows like some common firefly species to do well. Cockroaches R says, nah, I'm actually going to be buying a lot of roast beef from you in the future. Live in Colorado, so I'll have access to plenty of debris. That's an interesting association there. Here's an X for the Gestroi. Going once. I've been told that my stock for some reason has males with the skirts, unlike a lot of other people's stock. I got it from, I think it was Brittany, the isopod chick, a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's probably in my spreadsheet somewhere. So I don't know. I didn't select for it. Going once, going twice. Sold to Dilophoraptor. Dilophorat Pro murdered that. Winning bid of 28. Yeah, seriously. That's just the way it is. And then you know what? In 10 years, somebody will miss them, and then they'll be coveted once more. That's how this stuff goes. Well, this is pretty early for this to be going up, but we got a deli cup loaded with Theria pettiveriana here. Just absolutely loaded. There's about 50 Theria pettiveriana, starting bid of $1, domino roaches. I've been very attentive to my Theria species needs. Ever since I froze that colony that one year, of my whole colony of like hundreds, maybe even thousands of regularis, I've been very attentive to my Theria species. And it's finally showing off because I have them coming out my ears now. And I like this. I like power tripping on Theria. Just this one thing, just this one genus of roach. I love having these massive throbbing colonies that I throw like 5 measuring cups of dog food into once a week, and it's all gone. I love that. I love this. This is what roach keeping, this is what bug keeping should be, in my opinion, is this very experience, this wanton whimsy and abandon of feeding handfuls of dog food. That's what bug keeping should be for everybody. Whimsy. Mirth. I think it's mirth. Mirth is the word I think I'm thinking of. All right, here's an X. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To, it's either Milla or double Z. I'm refreshing. Who knows what will be when the refreshing is done. Double Z with a snipe of 62 and a naughty word from the loser. That's okay. I've slipped up a couple times. There's the famous me with the Taphiliska. The famous me with the slip up with the Taphiliska. I was overcome with joy at that Taphiliska, though. That's the thing. All right, here's a Blaberus, the only Blaberus we have going up for grabs tonight. Biolii, group of 50. Just a writhing cup of them again. Starting bid of $1. Kind of liking these dollar starting bids. It takes the ease off of me having to think. I do a lot of thinking. I would kind of like to not do so much thinking for a bit at some point. Dogs also eat handfuls of dog food. It's really not quite the same, though, as putting a big old handful in a gyne colony and seeing them all just, that will sound like gynecologist. Big old handful in the gynecologist and just seeing all the nymphs come up and the adults fighting for things. And then you get the freshly molted adult female that's panicking and running around the top of the enclosure while like a billion males are trying to swarm her. That's life right there. That's what that is. Kyle, how do you stop Paraplania from eating fresh molts or ooths? What species, Kevin Santiago? Not enough moths, not enough mouths, not enough either. Not enough moth mouths. Although a couple moth mouths of eating vegetation, you'll get tired of moth mouths. All right, going once on the Biolii. Going twice. Sold. To another Control R. It's the night of the living Control R right now. Kyle, will you be in one of those insane shrimp line breeders in 10 years? That's what I've been doing with isopods and with some roaches too. We got refining Dan's LLE and mahoganies. There's all my personal color projects. Milla with a winning bid of 36. Congrats to Milla. Not a finger. Oh, what we got next? Oh, we got another one of these. The group of 7. Centrobolus splendidus. Starting bid of $1, everybody. Centrobolus splendidus here. Madagascar fire millipedes. Venom. Feed them more. I feed my Paraplaneta americana nothing but dog food and apples. I know I used to say I rotate through fruits and stuff. I don't have time or the patience to try and get miscellaneous discounted produce at the Randazzos anymore, so I just get the wholesale boxes of apples. And so my most of my roaches, some species I'll throw some other stuff in with if I'm really trying to breed them, or if I got extra on hand, like I'll still very rarely banana and oranges now, but for the most part all colonies are on dog food, fish flakes, apple, or little mango jelly thingies. Is pretty much what every roach gets that I have. Something in that combination, and their substrate if they eat that. So isopods are just dirt shrimp, so he already is. Well, shrimp are just mud isopods. Well, if I don't have dog food, then go buy some dog food. Go to the dollar store. Get the cheapest, crappiest, worst quality dog food that should not be fed to dogs that you possibly can, and use it for your roaches. Has always been my advice. The Menards, the Country Squire stuff, it's going up. The prices are going up. It was $20 for a 60-pound bag. Now it's like $30 for a 60-pound bag. This is outrageous. It's insane. All right. Well, if I have a crippling fear of grain mites, don't feed as much. Here's an X for the Centrobolus splendidus. Have you come across the Centrobolus splendidus with black heads? No, I have not. I had the blue-legged ones for a while. I couldn't get them to go. They just wouldn't do so well for me. But splendidus is doing amazing. If I have a crippling fear of grain mites, lower humidity, feed out of a bowl, introduce predatory mites. There's a lot of solutions for grain mites, especially nowadays. All right, going once, going twice, sold. To Joy, winning bid of 46. That's a good deal. Congrats, Joy. These will bring you much joy. I checked my millipedes yesterday and today, and basically everything that was on its way out is dead, and everything that was doing well or thriving before I last checked on them, or when I checked on them last in May 12th or 13th, was doing stupendous. So, okay, what are we going to do next? We're going to do another one of these. We got a group of 40 Desmosides planata. Again, just the substrate crammed full of them here. Desmosides planata. What a wonderful phrase. Desmosides planata. Ain't no passing craze. Cheap dog food has more grain and cheap carb filler. Yes, which is exactly what a lot of roach nymphs and soon-to-be pregnant female roaches like. Lizard Bean says, I get free dog food from work, so my roaches get premium dog food. Again, see what they like. Mine have always wanted the cheap stuff over the fancy stuff when I tried it in the past. But every colony is different. Every colony has different needs depending on your life stages, the species, what else they've got, the colony's history, etc. Do we have anything in the hobby from Bermuda? I don't think so. Kyle, what happened to your hair? Is it not crazy enough? Is it not insane enough for the insanity action? I don't know. Tennyson, how are your manatee and their Tennyson? I actually haven't moved the Ornite to a new enclosure. I got busy doing millipede work, but it's on the list of to-dos next week, right after isopods, which I haven't checked on since April, except for a couple of colonies. But the little manatees are rebounding just fine from having the colony cut down to like 10% of the original numbers. Did I leave something here? Yes, I did. Desmodites planata. All right. The pink dragon, purple dragon, whatever, millipedes, Desmodites planata. I don't like the common names. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Ice Beam, you were so close. Obey the Snarf with a winning bid of 53. Slow and steady wins the bidding race sometimes. Remember that, all of you. I think there's one or two more, probably one more group of Planata going up, so not all hope is lost. Let's get another thing up, and then I can answer some things. Feeding gynecologist dog food. Thank you, Circa, for that beautiful edit. We will get that in the meme channel when a meme channel goes up. Definitely, that is fine to stay for now. Thank you for that. I think we're getting closer. I have a special auction thing that we're going to do. I have to shout out another YouTuber who has no idea that I exist, but I have to shout them out in the future. All right, we got a group of big old container here of just wood substrate with like 60 Hemiblabra CF Rosenei, starting bid of $1. I thought I heard something weird outside. Might be children being playful, perhaps at this hour, maybe. We had some roaches from Bermuda, but they're planning to eat them, so they went home. That's unfortunate. Lizard Beans rotates food heavily, so dog food is a once a month or so feeding. Lizard Beans asking the care on the Desmodites, I think, is almost exclusively well-rotted leaves, like falling apart, crumbling, fully saturated with moisture, but not soaked wet per se, although they will take that when the colony is big enough. High humidity, sprinkle some fish flake on top, put a little jelly in the corner sometimes, little sliver of apple somewhere, but mostly that really well-rotted leaves and the high humidity. And you keep the leaves coming. If they run out of that stuff and they don't have anything to eat, the colony will crash and you will have to fight to get it back, or it's almost a guaranteed loss. You could go from having thousands to having 5 in a couple of days. That's how it can be with Desmodites. What did I put up here? Here's an X. Am I missing something because it's in the stream, or is this random? It probably in the stream, yeah. Well, but the Snarf isn't in the Discord, so that might be it. The feeding gynecologist dog food. Yeah. We poke some fun here occasionally. All right, going once for the Hemiblabra CF Rosenei. These are the horseshoe crab roaches. Going twice. Sold. To a lot of last minute bids. Happy Floridian if they were able to get these. Sold to cockroaches are us. I'm going to do the screen cap here to show everybody. Winning bid of $26. Again, happy Floridians if you are from Florida. Cockroaches are us, getting lots of good species. Lots of good roach species this evening. All right, we have 2 pairs of Princessia Van Weerebecki, most likely pure old roach crossing stock. 99% sure. Starting bid of $1. This is the stock that TJ got me from that supposedly the old Cape Cod roaches stock that probably came from me. Sure. Maybe will be labeled old CCR stock. Edited for strain info before doing bug husbandry after. It's really kind of the opposite. I'm happier after I've done the husbandry than I am before. You can ask Angela about that. I complain constantly that I wish I could be taking care of my bugs because I'm busy doing other things. So, anyways, we'll put an X here. Read up on the comments pretty quick here. Chain has spoiled bugs. Fed oxbow rat food, but only because I have a lot from when I bred rats. Double Z says, "Hey, do Pterotheria burn hearty throughout orange color morphs?" I've never. We got TJ bringing up the the Bernhardti Petavariana situation stuff. TJ saying there's an increasing amount of Theria hybrids being sold now, which is unfortunate. Is Theria getting the Hisser effect? Cy Wilson asking how my day's been. It's been busy and stressful, but I'll have a good day tomorrow. We'll get all this stuff packed up. We're going to go get ice cream tomorrow for today. Def be more prepared next time an auction happens, Cockroaches R Us says. Okay. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Cockroaches R Us with a winning bid of 23. A huge steal on this strain, for sure. And Roach Gods willing, everybody, I will have some Andromana-esque Van Weerebeckii available within the next 6 months. I'm getting mature adults and definitely a cross of Andromana, but I think we can breed that phenotype back out of the line that I have. Let's go with this. Ooh, this is another good one. We got a group of 25 Elliptorina javanica here, Halloween hissers. Couple of adult pairs thrown in there. TJ wondering why the picture of the Princessia didn't upload. Again, either way, somebody's getting a good deal. We don't mind that here. That's what the insanity auction is for. I hope that was really afraid that might jar the cable. It's a good auction when Kyle's hair starts to get started messy. My hair started messy. I know what you're saying. A person feeds all their bugs expensive fish food because I can figure out what dog food to buy. Country Squire is what I use. It's from Menards, but you just want just a low quality brown mystery ingredient kibble is what I use. Is basically what I suggest. Tennyson asking for tips on breeding Van Weerebeckii. I'm noticing Princessia like higher humidity. I'm noticing Groundfooterina like higher humidity than Elliptorina do, but bumping the humidity if you can by spraying more frequently or being careful and restricting the ventilation a bit, I think you'll get some results. Exactly. Willis, any idea how to stop Brunea from eating their ooths? Me and Joppy have been providing ours so much protein they still eat their ooths. They might be too dry. I found that a lot of roaches tend to eat their egg cases not when they're hungry, but when their humidity needs aren't being met. So maybe try decreasing the ventilation or bumping the humidity drastically is what I would suggest there. Because Brunea might be, if there were any invertebrates short of straight up predators I've kept that I would say was protein hungry, it's probably Paraplaneta Brunea. I can add handfuls of dog food to there and a full-size colony will just tear through them and ignore apple, even if they've been having it for weeks. Let's see. Oh, we gotta square up with these javanica here. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Milla with a winning bid of 50. The inflection I use when I say sold, again, we've been watching, Angela and I've been watching so much Sopranos. There's a scene where one of the characters has an infarction in the shower, and I can't say part of what he says when he has the infarction, but he clutches his, I think his chest or his back or something. It says, "Oh, yes, sister." And then there's a very, very, very naughty word after that. preceded by sisters and not just sista, which I cannot say. But Angela and I have been very into going around and saying, "Oh yes, sister," and I kind of have a bit of that inflection when I announce the winning bids a bit. Exotic Wilderness, do they have dog food? More hides? More Stephen Logan, you get out of here. Could be, you could try offering some more organic matter too, some more fiber to help the stuff move through their systems, some more egg cartons or something like that. Perhaps. Hyperbeam is saying Javanica bin is still your favorite. That's good. I'm working on the Javanica color forms, by the way, everybody. Working on it. Let's get something up here. Tell Kyle to shut up. If Alan's here, he can correct me on this identification. It may have changed by now, but we have 7 small Spirostreptus brachyceras bugs in cyberspace stock, starting bid of $1. These are the supposedly parthenogenetic Tanzanian earthworm millipedes. The stock that was on sale. I don't know if he still has it up there, or not. But this is the stock that was available on Bugs in Cyberspace for many years. I don't know if it's still up there or not. TJ's Javanica won't breed for some reason. That's too low of a density. I'm getting into more Lee effect territory with some of my bugs, but like I brought up to you, TJ, a couple of days ago with having good consistent results with Derapeltis, I think some roaches do really like to be just piled on top of each other, and I think a lot of hissers are like that. I think it creates a moist microclimate from them all exhaling, the bodies kind of overlapping and locking humidity in that way, which would explain why people can have these huge hisser colonies in a bone-dry enclosure and they still keep going year after year, is that they're able to huddle up and preserve the humidity in a very small microclimate, perhaps. Any Parcoblata americana, Steven says, I don't think so today. I'm fighting both my, what's that city called? The Twain Hart Americana are fighting for their lives currently against what's that? The Entomophagus fungus, and the Americana from Table Rock, or CF Americana from Table Rock, are on the rebound and doing pretty well. So none today, but if I do a fall auction, probably then. These are very cool millipedes, guys. I don't know if they're being done enough justice. That they get pretty sizable too. Here's an X. If you like millipedes, don't sleep on these. I do really like them. They're really bubblegummy colored, honestly, and they're cool. They're cool. I like them a lot. They're doing well for me again after a severe amount of neglect. Going once on the Spirostreptus brachyceras. Going twice. Sold. To Bob Harrison with a winning bid of 49. Bob is still here and is still to be feared, everybody. Bob sneaking in amongst other heavy hitters to lay down the law of the land this evening. This is an empty cup because I am going to pack these up like right before they're shipped because I don't want them to stay in here for too long. We have a group of, is that a 12 or a 15? 12. 12. Small Ramalia, Microptera, Loxahatchee, Florida. Starting bid of $1. I've been putting the most effort into these this locality because I think it's probably one of the prettiest of the lubber localities I've worked with. So I put extra effort to make sure I keep them going at all times. These are the orange lubbers. They do also throw a very nice, like a lemony yellow, unlike the more golden yellow you get from further north in Florida. But these are this locality is definitely something special, and I am gonna, even with all my busyness, I've been trying to prioritize keeping them in tip-top shape. Exotic Willis says, I have been able to produce hundreds easily of Javanica. Hyperbeam says, I keep them with Flavomarginalis, and they're both going crazy in there. That's good, Hyperbeam. If your Flavos, I might have to get a restart of Flavos from you. I think I'm saving mine from crashing, but I'm not sure. They seem to be doing better. I didn't ventilate them enough. We came into summer, and it was too humid for them. I think I pulled them out just in the nick of time, but we'll see. Person says, the Americana in my yard appear again. I'll send some with the Lurid Blight. That would be amazing. I wonder if they're the lowland Americana. That would be nifty. Inverberdew says, my next generation of P Americana Table Rock have started popping off. TJ says, it's been 3 years now since I collected them. Yeah, I had a couple of close calls with the Table Rocks this year after them doing really well last year. And now I think they're back on the up and up. Saved some old substrate. Got a lot of nymphs between first and third instar. So I think we're pretty safe. That's not a good picture, Alan. Romalia, Microptera. These are like the orange ones. I'm going to leave these ones up until I get a good picture posted there because they deserve more attention than they get. It is a very, very true orange that they have. Wondering, usually there's a good picture right off of Google Images, but this locality is... Wait a minute. Don't I have pictures on... I have a picture on Roach Crossing somewhere. Microptera, an old blog, orange lubber. Surely I posted about this. A little lubber update. Oh, well, this is one of them. That's the non-orange one. Oh, yeah, here's a good one. There we go. Ignore the poor clipping on the photo. Both of these color forms come out of this locality. Again, very unique locality. I have never received another anywhere like it. Maybe I just remember last. I don't know if you saw the Microlenostreptus brachyceras. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to update my labels on my collection. How many lubber localities are you selling tonight? This is the only one. This is the only one, everybody. Here's an X. Make up your minds on them. Both my photos there, both these color forms come out of this specific locality that I've been breeding for a couple of generations. Going twice. Sold. To, looks like Calc BC. Calc BC did put a period after the bid. I will have to take that. Let's see who came first. Gosh, my PC is running hot right now. I have to give it to Calc BC with a winning bid of 33. Even if there was the / there, that's we'll take that. There's a period. There's a period on the bid. Calc BC, congratulations. Gonna kick the cable to restart it. Oh Lord, I hope not. Let's do, what's this here? Ooh, this is a fun one. We have a group of 40. How the times have changed. How the passage of time stops for no man and for no roach. 40 Hemiblabra tenebricosa, Northern Florida Keys, Florida. Starting bid of $1. This was the big find. Was it winter of 2022? I think it was. Sounds about right. Or was it 2023? I can't remember. I have to check my records. This is why I have records. The brain starts to go. You get busy with all kinds of stuff. These are lovely. I love these Hemiblabra. They're a true gift. A gift from two from one very idiotic and ballsy man and one lovable, wonderful man, the joint contribution of which is greatly appreciated by the roach hobby to finally get these into our hands. And what do you know? It's a very easy species to culture, and they will forever now be in culture. Maybe it was 2023, December 2023, or maybe it was January 2023. I think it was January 2023, maybe. A whole other life and world ago getting these guys. And I've let a couple of them slip at prior auctions, but the fact of the matter is I have a very large colony now. So now we can start to open it up to the world of having this species, which we may come to find out one day, depending on specimen records and some other stuff. These may be a Keys endemic species. We'll see as we learn and understand more about Hemiblabra over the years. But I would not be surprised, based on how far away their range is from other Hemiblabra, would not be surprised if this entity or Tenebracosa proper is actually a Keys endemic. So, all right, going once, going twice. The only blabberid native to the continental United States. Interestingly, sold to Fushiguro, winning bid of $41. Congrats, Fushiguro, as I slap this down here. Let's go. I love that enthusiasm. We got an oopsie here, guys, as occasionally happens when I get wholesale orders in of stuff. We just have 8 Narus gordonis, no locale / mixed locale. Starting bid. If you just want some pet Narus gordonis, here's some good size, well-established ones in captivity. No locality. Might even be a mix of different localities. I did it bad, but at least I'm labeling them. If you want some pen millipedes, there you go. You want to maybe try making some gullimoves, there you go. From the Keys, but different location. Exotic wilderness. I'm curious if you succeed with that. Let me know. Inverber Dude says, well, Tenebracosa proper was first described from the Dominican Republic, if I recall correctly, and the holotype is a dead match for the Keys stock. All right. Maybe we'll get Tenebracosa from the Dominican Republic. You know, is it possible? You know, the Caribbean, there's so much trade back and forth. I wonder if it's possible that Tenebracosa were introduced to the Dominican Republic from the Keys. My primary line of reasoning is the habitats they're found on in the Florida Keys are relatively untouched by development, it seems, and by any sort of signs of trade of organisms or accidental transfer of things like millipedes and earwigs and whatnot that would jeopardize the population. So I wonder if it's possible that they came from the Florida Keys via trade to the Dominican Republic, perhaps. I don't know. TJ also thinks they were probably introduced to the Keys. Are there Tenebracosa in Puerto Rico? I don't know. There's we really want is a Hemiblabra brunneri in Puerto Rico. That would be awesome to finally get those. That's been a thing for a while. No Tenebracosa in Puerto Rico that we know of, says TJ. Here's an X for the gordonis going once. We'll just get this over with, rip the Band-Aid off. Going once, going twice, sold to Sleeve McDykel, winning bid of 27 doll hairs. Another lubber? Okay, I gotta check. I gotta check on the lid in a second here. Let's get something tasty up. Let's do a group of 12 small Eucharia CF forceps, starting bid of $1. Get that up while I go and see what's up with my lubber cage that's apparently leaking real quick. And actually, I'm going to go run and get a drink too, everybody. I'll be right back. See how many dead bodies there are over the forceps. Holy crap, that was a lot of things in the chat here. Or at least it looked like it was. I wouldn't be surprised if Aspiducus is invalid and should just be Hemiblabra or vice versa. Wouldn't be surprised. Aspiducus I know where to get, so coming soon. I hope so. Somebody needs to get them finally after all this time. Let's put an X for the UKaria CF forceps. I would love some Aspiducus, and we need heavy habitat documentation, but they seem to be limestone crack cave, high moisture bat cave specialists. Ancient Native Americans trade roaches to Dominica. That's funny. Ooh, I want Aspiducus for sure. Everybody wants Aspiducus. I would love them. I would love to give them a go. But you guys have dibs on whatever I guess, so don't worry. Cave roaches, yep, all that. Yeah, so they're probably pretty easy as long as you keep the humidity up and you keep the organic matter. They're probably just like a wetter Hemiblabra. Most likely. That might have driven the speciation as the difference in the habitats, but I'm not. I think there's morphologically they're so similar to Hemiblabra. Again, the two might deserve to be in the same genus. I don't know. We'll see. All right, going once on the UKaria. Going twice. Sold. To Bug in a Rug. Winning bid of 101. The sniper player title. That's great. Thanks for posting that there, Alan. Let's do a group of these. We got a group of 10 adult wild caught as Bolis levis. Starting bid of $1. And Europlatus, you're not allowed to bid on this since this there's a group coming to you. Unless you want more than what you're already getting, then feel free to bid. But just letting you know, these are freshly wild caught as well. They're laying eggs. Tis the season to get wild caught as Bolis that are laying eggs. And I was tempted to put some as Bolis mexicanus eggs up for grabs, but I think I want to see how many of them hatch out, and I'd like an army of them. I would like an army of larvae to work with so I can try a bunch of different setups and see how I can get down to a science. TJ says, I'd have loved those Ignolator and Chalcolepidus from there, especially as I've cracked the code of breeding the latter consistent. Hopefully we'll get them soon. Maybe Arboreal Hemiblabra. You just don't have the morphology for being arboreal. You know, they need more of the running phenotype. Even Blaberus are more like that. Grylidae per kilocal says, what do you clean all your enclosures with? I've been obsessed with researching cleaning products I can use for my own animals. I use some like of the fancy organic whatever Dawn soap. And that's not because I think the regular Dawn is going to kill my bugs or something, but just because it doesn't seem like it always washes off all the way, even with heavy rinsing, and it seems to leave a residue, and you can always smell it afterwards and stuff. And these other organic, good for the environment, whatever products that Dawn offers do get the grease off without the residue and the lingering smell. I've been a big fan of Simple Green also. Simple Green's been great for getting dirt. It's very good at getting dirt off of stuff. Not good for getting barrier and other gunk like that off, but it's very good for dirt. Let's put an X here for these as Bolis levis. From Imperial County, California. I don't think anybody's really found a sure. If somebody finds a way to get Asbolus to pupate regularly, they will be mass produced quite easily after that. We can get Eleodes to pupate. We got a lot of Eleodes pupation figured out, and we can produce tons of larvae and tons of adults of many Eleodes species. Nobody seems to have found what the exact smoking gun is for reliable, consistent, and easy pupation of Asbolus. And I think it's probably a lot of space, a lot of sand, deeper layers of sand moist. Temperature might play a role, maybe not too crazy of a role, but I'm going to keep playing around with the Mexicanus and see if I can get something figured out for those before I spend time and resources on varicosis that I can get by the billions. So, all right, going once, going twice. You guys keep getting me on tangents. Sold. Also, TJ, feel free to yell at me for saying I don't understand the Asbolus situation. I appreciate that. If you do, bring me up to speed. Chris Sniper. It's saying Chris Sniper on mine, with a winning bid of 44. I refreshed it too. I'll refresh it one more time, but I do have to go with what it shows on my screen. It's showing Chris Sniper with a winning bid of 44. Again, for future reference, I have to go with what's on mine so that if I have to go back and reference what happened, it's in my records. This is what shows on my Discord after I refreshed twice. So, sorry, OG Original Gecko. You were close, but the sniper came in with a true snipe. He broke space and time so that would only show that he won on my screen, apparently. What was I doing here? I feel like I've got the Alzheimer's. Is it possible to learn this power? Okay, what's the next thing? Oh, we got another group of these. I think this is the last group. 24, Paraspherus punctatus, Macau, starting bid of $1. Chris planted malware when he visited me. That's funny. Could have happened. He was in the office for some time. Let's see. Water and towel. Am I the only one who uses straight water to clean enclosures? It works sometimes. I'm going to have well water when I move. And actually, guys, I'm so looking forward to the well water because it's going to have extra dissolved minerals in it. And it's going to be great for isopods and probably for millipedes, too. It's probably going to be incredible. It's going to change my life. I will not have to supplement with so much calcium, most likely. And it's going to balance the pH of my substrates, too. Inverted Dude says, I agree. It doesn't seem anyone has had great luck with multi-generational mass rearing of cryptoglossinae. I think we're getting close, but we're not quite there. Hyperbeam says, try body wash. A person, no phasmas today, but give it a couple months and I'll have a bunch of phasmid eggs from some fun stuff. Spoiler alert, we're just getting up there. Mega phasma. I'm clutching the remaining eggs and hopefully get a good hatch and really get a bigger generation next year after whatever I did to fail this year. But I got Anisomorpha buprestorides, Ocala, Florida. More captive eggs from captive bred stock. I've got that something they changed the genus. The Mayer's stick bugs from the Keys eating roes. I've got those right here. I'm waiting on an adult female to emerge of the was it Apolopus mayeri or something like that. Again, they changed the genus. I've got the mayeri stick bugs, and I've got the Western shorthorn stick bugs too, which are getting ready to mature. So I'll have more eggs and whatnot of those too. We're getting there. It's kind of funny. All the stick bugs I'm currently working with in good numbers are all U.S. native stick bugs. It's very amusing to me. All right. Oh, we got a lot going on here. Here's an X for the ferus. Invertebrate says, TJ says, pubation triggers appear to be a mix of temperature, humidity, and substrate composition requirements. Larvae are also pretty cannibalistic, so that's annoying. I'll touch on that cannibalism thing in a moment here. Going once on the ferus, roly-poly roaches. Going twice. Sold. To Circa, looks like Circa Ice Beam, but there was a fumble, and it's going to Ice Beam with a winning bid of 61. Much to Circa's dismay and pleasure in this particular situation. Let's get another thing up. Well, let's do these while I got them here. We got a group of 30 Aeropidae species, Animas, New Mexico, starting bid of $1. One of my first out west Aeropidae experiences was finding these in Animas and failing with them once or twice at the end of several trips. And now finally I've got a big colony going for a while. We're good now. Don't worry, everybody. We're good now. A person says, I still need to go to my Temema spot. It's just kind of far. I look forward to those. Yes, Tememas will be nice to have in culture. I love how square everything about them is. Grility per kilocal says, I'm sure just water is good for cleaning. Then there's a difference between cleaning, sanitizing, disinfecting, and sterilizing. Lizard being asking where my lichen sticks at. Not at the moment, unfortunately. I'm really hoping to have some tighter phytosanitary control on things when I move, in the form of some hoop houses and some other stuff like that. Not stepping on the township's toes with what structures I'm allowed to have, but things like caterpillar houses I don't believe count towards some of that stuff. So a person consumed Circa's Aeropidae, yard sand, play sand, anything that's not blasted type sand. Oh, I got to write down who won the Macau's Ice Beam. Little bit of crushed up leaf litter, wood, sawdust, whatever on top of that. It's a good starvation resource, good fiber. Fish flakes in one corner. Keep the substrate 1/3 moist at the back, 2/3 dryish at the front. Kind of play around with it. If your air is dry, keep it a little bit more moist. If your air is humid, keep it a little more dry. That's about it. Room temperature, no supplemental heat needed. Aeropidae are really easy and amazing. If you just put the effort into setting them up, they're great. My animals aren't really breeding consistently. I'm thinking I need to add sand. Yeah, I've done a major 180 on sand for Aeropidae in the last couple of years. And but again, it's never been the place sand you buy places. I've been using the sand out of my yard, which is just very soft. It's easy to sterilize. It's easy for stuff to burrow into. It's been great. And Polyphaga do well on sand too. I've actually never used sand for Egyptiaca, and I have a giant colony. I switched to sand for Saucerai, and they're doing better than they've done in a very long time. All right, here's an X for what I put up, the Aeropidae from Animas. Thank you, TJ, for that beautiful picture of these guys. Again, found under scorching, ancient, I think, what do they call that? Metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic, or there's 3 of them. There's igneous, they're like maybe igneous or metamorphic rocks in Animas along the roadside. Going once, going twice, sold. Dr. Humroyd T-posing with a winning bid of $90. Animas was also the first place that I congrats on your first blood today, Mr. Hemorrhoid. Mr. Dr. Hemorrhoid. Animas, I think, was the first place I've ever heard what could be described as close to being true silence as possible in my life, which was a nifty experience, obviously not forgettable. All fun and games till Dr. Humroid typing. What's this? Ooh, we got a fun one here. We got a group of 8. Hortica strumosa, starting bid of $1. Hortica strumosa, the swole-horned roach. I figured out Hortica from Tie-Dye Exotics. I think he sent me a enclosure picture of something once, and I was, because he's been I've been doing really well with a lot of stuff that he fails like that with, and he's been doing really well with a lot of stuff that I have slow burn failure with. So I asked him for some enclosure pictures. I kind of worked backwards from that and found that my Hortica were just too dry, and they've all got restricted ventilation. Not enough that if the temperature swung up, they would be gassed out. There's enough ventilation that there's a little bit of airflow in and out, but not much. Still not much. There's condensation at the back of the enclosure. The deep substrate, rich organic matter, leaf litter, wood, etc. They break it down into topsoil. Top that off every once in a while, and then making sure I'm keeping up on the dog food and the apple in the front corner, not letting them run out of food. And both of my Hortica have been doing very well, which I've been struggling for years with them, and now I think I got it figured out. And the problem was I started with my knowledge of Luki Hortica, varicosis, and subcincta, which at times the bins have gotten bone dry, and both species have been fine. And Hortica don't like that, and Luki Hortica grossi don't like that either. So you live and learn, like the Sonic song. I'm not sure if it was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or whatever they had, live and learn. But anyways, you Sonic video game your way through life is how you do it. Here's an X. Somebody posted carton drinker in the Discord. That's because this whole thing will be gone by the end of the night. This is a Kyle carton of orange juice. I need this for hydration, or I will pass on before the insanity fully manifests. All right, going once on the Hortica strumosa. Going twice. Sold. To Ice Beam with a winning bid of 52. Ice Beam getting some nifty roaches tonight. Not afraid to play ball tonight. I like that. We like that today. All right, we got another group of these guys. This is the last group of these, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the last group. 15, Porcellio succinctus. There's more succinctus. They're doing, I don't know what I'm doing right, but I'm happy that I'm doing it because I have a lot of them now. I don't know how, when I got them in 2017, I don't know how I failed so dramatically. Kyle Orange Juice carton, $1 starting bid. That's funny. I don't know how I failed so quickly the first time with them, and now they're coming out my ears, but I'm not complaining. Grility per kilocal says, do you know any ice pods that are as large as medium dubia roaches? Would something like that be too hard for adult leopard geckos to assume? Hilaria, Porcellio magnificus, succinctus kind of come close, but they're just so slow growing. Why would you do that to them? And I think leopard geckos would crunch through whatever. So a person asking if I'm going to grab a huge thing of yard sand before I leave. A person also says they get free clay soil out of their yard. I like that. I like clay soil for these purposes. The place we're moving to has sandy soil. I actually haven't dug down far to see if I can start a sand mine in part of the yard, but likely I don't think sourcing more sand is going to be an issue. I can always come back to this neighborhood, get a whole mess of sand from my neighbor Karen or my neighbor Joe or somebody's backyard. I can get some of this good sand from if I need it. Here's an X. Oh, it was about the Sakinctus. I'm going to read this really fast. What is it with people not drinking water anymore? I drink water occasionally, but like juice is just so it's got sugar in it. It's got no added sugars. It's got natural sugars. Is it orange juice or water and orange juice kind? It's orange juice. It's Meyer pasteurized with pulp orange juice. I will probably drink more water when I move. I kind of like the taste of well water, honestly. All right. Going once on the group of 15 Porcellio Sakinctus. Going twice. Sold. To Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 51. Beetle Pixel gonna give it to you. Fascinating, obviously. Very fascinating. Ooh, let's do these guys next. We got three pairs of LLE mahogany hissers. Here, get my hair out of the way. 3 pairs. I'm not screaming, I'm typing. 3 pairs. Gramphorderina portentosa, LLE mahogany. Dan doesn't even have these anymore. So I must carry the mantle of refining them and developing the breed standard and the whatnot for these fellows. No joke on the hydration, says Zen Monkey. The bug room must be experienced in order to be believed. There's a portal to the tropics there. Yeah, that's another point. It was a lot more humid earlier. I opened the window. The humidity has dropped to 57%, but it's still 85 degrees in here. I am talking. I have a large mouth with luscious lips. I'm going to be evaporating lots of moisture. That must be taken into account. Duke and Enzo says, I love OG, not Simpson. John Doe says, giant canyons aren't that big, but they are large. You know, I forget Porcellio dilatatus exists a lot of the time. So I would say yes, that would be a good feeder species compromising size and breeding speed for raising fur leopard geckos. I'd go for it. Have you seen the obscene amount of Gryllus Yanfuk from the server has? No. But I'm amused by the thought of it. Caleb asking, any more orthopterans tonight? I can't remember if there's more, but there might be. I think I gotta wrap up here. Here's an X for the LLE mahoganies. I should do another refinement for these guys. I'm actually quite content with the consistency I've gotten them down to, but they couldn't hurt to have just one more iteration of heavy duty selection. I might do that after I move. I'll do another selection for a bit more consistency. Again, they're really good. So I've done a lot of work on getting the consistency really good within the last 3 years, but just not a bad idea to just iterate every once in a while, you know. Obey the Snarf. Any more spires tonight? I think so. I'm not sure. Going once on the LLE mahoganies. Going twice. Sold. To Cockroaches Are Us with a winning bid of $31 with a literal steal tonight. Cockroaches Are Us crawling out of the woodwork like a blaberus dicoidalis of the Banana Bay Inn and Resort in Marathon, Florida, circa 2015. Before they bulldozed all the fun stuff there. All right, we have a group of 20 Cubaris, Benetensis, Yuma, Arizona, starting bid of $1. These guys are going ham for me right now. They are just going hog wild at the moment. There was some Armadelium mites in the enclosure that were building up in numbers, and the isopods were doing fine. I just didn't like them. They were reaching some numbers that I didn't like. And again, no evidence that they were harming the isopods. They were doing well. I was just getting annoyed with them. But I refreshed the whole setup. I added more calcium to the substrate, all this stuff, and now these Benetensis are just going nuts for me. How many items left on the list? I don't know. I think we do have some more arachnids. Any more centipedes? We might. I'm not 100% sure. Do you ever have trapdoor spiders? Not usually. Beetles, says Laura Yudeski. Yes, we have a special auction coming up with some beetles where I have to do a shout out to another YouTuber who's completely unrelated to anything that that we're going to talk about tonight. DM you the assimilus for when you're not busy. That's interesting. Any more large porcelain? We're gonna have some more stuff. We're in the middle of something right now. We're in the middle of some bids here on these lovely Cubaris benetensis from Yuma, Arizona, down by the penitentiary on the border. Yeah, we still got a good amount of stuff left in this box. And then, of course, there's the other box. There's one more box left that won't have as much as this box had in it. But there's a couple of things we should have already got. We should have some more fun stuff here, everybody. All right, going once on the Cubaris benetensis. Going twice. Sold. And a Control R. Also, I put out a hit on some of these Cubaris benetensis or Venezilo arizonicus from California. There were a couple that were kind of in some mountain areas. I was curious if there were one or two people who said they might be able to get those. I was curious if anybody had any updates on that. Arbs with a winning bid of 37. That's a steal for these, Mr. Arbs. All right, we got another. We're spreading the love. Another 40 count of Desmosites planata. Starting bid of $1. Yet again. I got to look up something before I put it up for bid, too. There's one of these items we're going to be doing. I got to look up the Latin name because I constantly forget it. Oh, what the heck is the name of this plant that I'm going to sell and I need to have labeled? There we go. Found it. I don't know why I can't remember it. Am I getting old? Is that why I can't remember things? I'm getting old. My dementia's starting to play up. I don't know. I hope not. I got so many roach Latin names I still need to memorize. Here's an X for the Desmosites. Love the roaches, though. Don't stop. Grylides says, I tried feeding my gecko the P. magnificus for a variety of hemimetabolous insects in her diet. That's savage. Leaf says, I have many castaneus available, very small, but they're eating small and killed prey raised from a wild-caught female I caught. Yes, wonderful. Keep raising them, Leaf. How many of these do you have? A person, there's like thousands of Desmosites right now. You make hay while the sun shines. I have them available. They're packed up and ready to go. People want them. I'm getting them out there. I took one look at that enclosure. Like, yeah, these are going to the auction. Going once on the Desmosites. Going twice. Sold. Control R once again. We're going to find out who the true despot is here. Beetle Pixel with a winning bid of 49. Yet again, I hope that Angela can read my handwriting because sometimes I can't. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. There's an upset. I got to edit. I'm getting screamed at here. Here we go. It's Ice Beam. I got to edit that. Edit. Ice Beam with a winning bid of 51. My apologies. Here. Ice Beam really asserting dominance tonight with those big early bids. I just massacred spelling the word ice on this thing. All right. Well, you know, it had to happen at least once this auction. It has to happen at least once every auction. All right, let's do these guys. We got to get another of these. I wasn't knowing you, Circa. 12 Pseudoglomorous Magnifica Cook Fuong. Starting bid of $1. Yet again, we're making hay while the sun shines. I'm becoming a big fan of that saying. It becomes truer the longer I live. Probably just sleep deprivation rather than dementia. Yeah, I have not been sleeping very well. It's very rare for me to sleep more than 7 hours nowadays. But next week with Angela and I's little getaway, oh boy, am I going to sleep. What's the average shipping rate? Shipping is free if you win over $100 of bid stuff, or if you win stuff in the auction, then you buy to get to $100. Shipping is free. Otherwise, shipping and handling for most orders this time of year is usually somewhere between $25 and $35. Define aura. It's just a picture of Dr. Hemorrhoid's stuff. Coveted little fellows here, and I'm working on getting the Vietnam golds in good numbers too. Really working hard. I don't think the Kunming coppers are going to do well for me. I'm not sure. I'm not betting on it yet. I may have to invest in a very large group of those at some point after the move, but I have faith that the Vietnam golds are going to do well in terms of Magnifica. They're getting some momentum, and I'm happy to keep them going down that path. All right, here's your X, everybody. Dewey, your chance to double up. Roy Lang with a bid of 220. Currently the front rider. No, wait, it's Double Z with a bid of 221. All right, here we go. Fight it out. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Dr. Hemorrhoid with a winning bid of 275. Redonculus. Dr. Hemorrhoid, I think that's the second winning bid for Mr. Dr. Hemorrhoid tonight. And what a memorable one it is. I love delete this. Please delete. No kebab, please. Hey, big dog, please delete this. Ooh. Here's a fun one. Some stuff I haven't offered before I get back to chat. We have 6 Aetopochetus species Thai, starting bid of $1. I think these are going to end up being yet another favorite of mine. Kindly provided by Mr. Allen. Sent me a small group, and I told him I'll do my best, but I might kill them. And turns out you set them up, and it's a pretty decent setup, and you come back a couple months later, and you've got a bunch of babies. So that's what happened here with these Aetopochetus species. What's wrong with using P. magnificus? Are they the puppies of the isopod? Oh, I thought you were talking about Pseudoglomorous magnifica. I still get messed up. Porcellio magnificus, Pseudoglomorous magnifica. The declension with the gender on those is and then you abbreviate them, and they're both P magnifica. You know. No, I like Porcellio magnificus. I like them. It's just something breeds slower than something that's relatively the same size. And then you feed it, it doesn't do the conscious justice, I could say. TJ says, I can offer up a group of the North Vietnam tonight if you want. Yeah, sure. TJ, actually do me a huge favor. Actually, you may have done this already. If you didn't do this already, please message me your stuff that you want in Discord so I can just grab it right off of that. All right, here's the X. Ooh, we got some good pictures going up here from who knows where. Maybe some of those are Alan's? No, that's not Alan's. That's not Alan's photo style. I know Alan's photo style. Yeah, I like these guys a lot. They're pretty nifty, and they're doing well for me with minimal care. So, all right, going once. Going twice. Sold. 2. Let's do the control R. See where we're going with this. Yada, yada. Chris Sniper. Winning bid of $72. And I put them into here, and I didn't write them. Chris Sniper. Chris did not get enough bugs when he visited, apparently. All right. Here's another millipede that was doing well for me in the absence of consistent care. We have 5 Trigoniulus macropygus, starting bid of $1. Flame legs, the new flame legs, not the leg. I'm going crazy. Not the old stock that we used to have that had the more red body and the really bright yellow legs. These have they're smaller. They have a darker body and bigger contrast between the body and the legs. Low impulse control, apparently. Any expanses today? Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't gotten any expanses yet. We do have expanses going up. Eric, that was the last of the Phrynis margin maculatus, I believe. Anyways, let's see what y'all say over the macropygus. Here's an X for them. We're going to kick this into gear a little bit because I forgot I have the friend auctions to take care of, and I want to draw out that one funny haha thing that I've got to do in homage to this YouTuber who keeps me going during my bug work. All right. It's YouTubers all the way down. YouTubers listen to other YouTubers, guys. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To Orang Mango with a winning bid of 55. Congrats. Getting yourself some nice millipedes. It really is the Insanity auction, everybody. I'm going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over here. Care-like, high humidity, lots of well-routed organic matter with maybe a slight preference for it being wood, maybe. This is a don't open this container outside of the enclosure you're putting it into. We have a group of 50 Gyna Caphorum, starting bid of $1. Again, a pop and play culture. You get the handful of dog food experience very quickly. For all I know, there's more than 50 in here. I have been throwing handfuls of dog food in here, even like I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got to pack. Oh, I got to do all this stuff. Now it's like I'm trying to get all my gynocultures doing perfect because I'm tired of the gynoculture curse where you like have like all of them doing well except one. So I just force myself to do extra husbandry on them all. So I will just dump piles of dog food in the Caphorum bin, and this is the result. Here's an X, Gynocophrorum. Going once. Going twice. Sold. Looks like beetle pixel, but I'm going to control R. We give the benefit of the doubt. Beetle pixel. Taranchi getting a little upset. Taranchi, that would have been your first win. Mi scusi. Forgive me. Papa Romanos. All right, we got a group of 10. Wild caught Narus, gordonis, Citrus County, Florida. Starting bid of $1. These are the grays. The smoky oaks. Still a nice millipede, even if people aren't crawling over each other because of their coloration and whatnot. Still a cool millipede. Ooh, this next one's going to cause